I know I'm a little bit late to the whole topic, but I still want to talk about it anyway. Countless creators have already done that, but it is what it is. I feel we all have a responsibility to speak out. And before I say what I want to say, massive trigger warning, especially to all trans siblings, all indigenous siblings, transphobia, police brutality, anything of that nature. Please just be warned. If you don't want to watch it or you are triggered, rightfully triggered, please skip this video now. I want to talk about what happened to Next Benedict, a non-binary student that was unalived by fellow students in the school bathroom. Next is an indigenous child belonging to the Cherokee Nation. At least that's what I read. I stand to be corrected. Please, if that's wrong, I'm very, very sorry. I'm just going by what I read on the internet. Next is gender non-conforming, non-binary, and was forced into the toilet of the gender that was assigned to them at birth, which was female. So Next used the female bathroom and was assaulted, attacked by fellow students. Their head was slammed to the ground. I'm sorry. Next then went to get help from the medical team in the school. Was totally invalidated, was said that there was no reason to worry, that if they still feel some type of way, they can go at their own time to the doctor and have it checked out or whatever. The next day, Next passed, and the police issued a statement saying that their death was not related to the school fight, which, what the actual fuck do you mean by that? A child was assaulted with their head slammed on the ground, which I am not in any way a medical professional, so that's just my best guess. Most likely, with the force, this is not a toddler. We are talking about young teens here that are indeed physically powerful. They can indeed be physically powerful. And they were 3 in number. So the fact that Next was literally physically overpowered is, I think, undebatable in my opinion. So I would not be surprised if they suffered internal bleeding, brain damage, or whatever from the slamming of the head on the ground. They were neglected by school authorities. And I can't help ask myself, would this have also happened if this was a cisgendered white child? I'm just leaving this uncommented anyway. You know, you can't disagree. That's even a stretch. If you want to deny people's living realities and debate their identities, you can do so. In your head, I don't care. But this innocent child is dead. They are dead. They are not coming back. A family lost their child because of transphobia. And you still want to debate, and you still want to argue, and you still want to police trans people's bodies and tell them when and how and if they should out themselves and which bathroom they should be using. This child is dead, assaulted by other children because parents failed to do their job, and a school failed to do their job. The police failed to do their job. This indigenous child was failed by literally every aspect of the system. How? How is this not global news? How is this not in everybody's mouth? Because it was an indigenous child? Because it was a non-binary child? We are still in 2024 living in a society that trans people cannot safely navigate. And that's a fact. Not as adults and not as children. And I don't know how many wake-up calls we collectively as a society need for shit to change. How many more names do we need to hear? How many more families need to mourn their children? This is non-debatable. This is non-debatable. Whether you want to agree or disagree or support the LGBTIA plus community is not up for debate. This is somebody's life. This is an innocent child that lost their life because of neglect, systemic neglect, and systemic racism and transphobia. Let's be fucking clear about that. And I want to just make one thing very clear again. This is not an individual case. This is not an exception. This is not the first time, and it will very much, unfortunately, not be the last time if we don't drastically change, speak up, and stop, for God's sake, giving transphobes a platform, speaking out in society actively and protecting trans people, protecting all members of the LGBTQIA plus community, no matter if you agree or not. I don't give a fuck. You just need to be human. You just need to be human. Because this could be your child. This can be anybody's child, because when you have a child, you do not know if they are non-binary, if they are male, female, if they are cisgendered, if they are non-gendered, if they are gender non-conforming. You do not know that until they tell you. We need to do better. We need to do better. This child was robbed of their future, their life, their dreams, and their aspirations because of transphobia and racism. And if you're willing to accept that, I don't know what to tell you. You should not be breathing. And just one last thing. In case that has not been absolutely crystal clear, my account is not debatable. And I would die on that hill. I can't stress this enough. My account is not debatable. And it's not room for anybody that in the slightest disagrees with any of the LGBTQIA plus identities. I don't give a fuck who you are. I will stand 10 toes down for anybody of the rainbow family. I don't care who you are. And if I have not made my stance clear, if you have not seen my bio, I mean that. I do not care who you are. There is no space for you in my existence. This is not a place for transphobia, and if you dare, just the slightest, I'm not arguing, I will block you straight away. Don't even go there. I have a comment filter on. If you, however, still manage to get your bullshit ass bigotry in my comment section, I'm blocking your ass. Just for the reference.